So hello and welcome back with another episode review of the animated series. Today's episode is the Magicks of Magicks 2. Okay, till this point I thought all of the episodes were actually amazing. And all of them had a story, all of them had a connection with the later series. Whether it counts as a canon or not for the Star Trek franchise, the animated series definitely has some implications for the later series. Till the last episode, the Infinite Vulcan, I really had a great time watching the episodes. But this episode, actually, it was a bit messed up, to be honest. So the situation is, the Enterprise is in a patrolling mission to find out what's in the core of the universe, where the whole explosion, the whole Big Bang and the whole creation started. If you remember, this happened in the Star Trek V, the most underrated movie, but one day I'm gonna defend it. So it happened in Star Trek V when they actually went to the galactic core and they wanted to figure out what's in the galactic core. An energy matter tornado captures the Enterprise and pulls into the center. Very luckily, there's a planet. And then an alien being called Lucius, who really reminds me to Lucifer from the Bible. So you do magic tricks and snaps and everything, and at the beginning I thought he's exactly Q. He's the Q of the Next Generation, but then he wasn't really. I mean, he was a being who could actually have done anything. As long as they were in the middle of the universe, the magic as it is, it worked actually properly, but the laws of physics didn't really, so it was a bit messed up at the beginning. They were telling two different origin stories. I mean, Lucifer, was telling a story about his people who flew out from the center of the creation, and basically they went to Earth, and all of their people, the Megans, they were actually advisors for the human species, but then after a couple of 100,000 years they've been sent off from the planet, and Lucius was one of them who actually been sent off from the planet. Then the natives came as well, so they all playing tricks with the Enterprise, and Lucius really friendly with the crew of the Enterprise. At one point Lucius started to become a bit suspicious because he just magically transports everyone back to the Enterprise, saying, okay, I have to keep you under protection. But then everyone started to actually questioning everyone, okay, who do you want to protect us from? And it turns out the Megans are. They were afraid of the humans before, so actually now they started to hunt the humans. So this is where the complication begins, because the Enterprise separates, not as the Saucer and the Warp Drive section, just in the middle, separates and explodes. Wonder why that happened. And then all the crew ends up in the planet, in a set, Salem, Massachusetts, around 1691. So they're basically being charged of the cruelty of the humanity and what they've done with that species back then in Salem. And it's interesting because at the beginning I thought, okay, this is actually the Next Generation. This is the Next Generation. So this is where I really got confused, because the story actually grabbed together 3 or 4 separate subjects. You had Lucifer, a biblical character. You had Q, the origin of Q maybe in the universe, and then you had a witchcraft story with the Salem and Massachusetts, because lots of the Megans actually stayed in planet Earth, but they obviously used their powers, and they actually became witches and witchcrafts. And actually the leader of this species started to talk about how they got burned and how they got hunted because they had powers. So actually Spock managed to actually talk with this leader and try to defend humanity, because it's changed already. So this is something what also comes back to Encounter at Farpoint, to the humanity versus Q argument. According to the historical data and the improvement of the human race, the Megans, they release the Enterprise and the crew and everyone, but they keep Lucifer under Lucius. They keep Lucius under prison. Funny enough, Captain Kirk started to defend Lucius, because whether he was a biblical character and whether he was a bad being, he's still a being, and no being should be under an eternal prison. After this argument, they have a fight with the leader. Kirk and the leader have a fight, and Kirk uses his magic fight against the aliens. So obviously Kirk didn't defeat him with his magical abilities, but his word of wisdom, which is actually more a Star Trek episode than I thought it would be. The whole story in one point was interesting because if you think about the aspect as an alien race got involved, the evolution of the humanity, which we have scientific and non-scientific proofs for these sort of things. I mean, many scientists and non-scientists things actually, and there's theories like ancient civilizations, ancient alien civilizations, they came to planet Earth and they interfered with humanity. So could make sense, but still, for an animated series episode, what actually is supposed to be for adults and kids as well, so it was a cartoon, basically for a cartoon animated Star Trek. I would have actually thought about something simple. I think there was too many things going on in the episode, so overall the episode was quite interesting, but it was messed up as well. I mean, I was watching it and too many things happened, too many origin stories, and watching it knowing the other series as well, like the Next Generation, the Q versus humanity argument, and knowing the witchcraft stuff and the origin of Q, and there you have this biblical situation when, you know, there's the devil itself, Lucifer, and then you have you know, he's a friend with the mankind. So I don't know, I don't really know where to put this episode to be honest, but it was interesting. I watched it once. It's not gonna be my favorite in this season so far, in the animated series so far. I think the previous episodes were actually more meaningful than this one. This one, for me at least, it was a bit just messed up. Too many things happened at the same time. They didn't focus in one line what they actually could have focused on. But obviously that's just my opinion. So if you've seen the episode, or if you're about to watch the episode, watch it, and please let me know in the comment section below what was your thought about it, what was your experience about the story. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous episodes, but hey, I still gonna give a 3 out of 5 rating, so it's a 3-star episode from my point of view. And there you go, I never thought I was gonna make it actually. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and please leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and like the video, and don't forget to let me know what you thought about this episode review so far. I'm looking forward to see you in the next video, probably on Sunday, and on Wednesday with another animated series episode review. Thank you very much for watching, and live long and prosper.